Good morning, my name's Melissa. I'm a Healthy Living Coordinator. My role is to work between the NHS and gyms in a GP exercise referral capacity. I work with lots of conditions. The one that I'm going to talk to you today about is COPD, a chronic lung dysfunction. This method that I'm going to show will also be beneficial for those that have asthma or have previously had pneumonia or have any kind of condition that involves laboured breathing. Now, this area is a multidisciplinary process. There's other methods that you should also consider, such as nutrition and stress management. So these will be factors that you should look into. And as we've got nothing but time, it's really a good idea to look after yourself right now. With the current epidemic, it attacks the lining of your lungs. So you want to make sure that you stay healthy, stay away from people, and stop smoking. But I bet you've heard that one before. I'm going to show you lifting. So we're going to do some weights, and what I would normally do is be with you in the gym, and I'd be able to instruct your technique. The technique is going to be really important, because if you're lifting incorrectly, then you're going to do yourself an injury, especially if you're lifting heavy. Normally in a gym, I would be working to a percentage of your 1 rep max, which is the maximum amount that you're able to lift. As we don't have, you probably don't have as much weights as I do. We'll probably need to use things that are around the house, so we won't be lifting to that capability. But what we can do is improve your technique and make sure that your technique is down, and then we can go back to the gym eventually and start lifting some heavier weights. The reason for lifting heavier weights is because if you're unable to do endurance, if you're unable to walk for any length of time, or to step for any length of time, or to if you're lucky enough to have an exercise bike for any length of time, because your breathing will become so laboured that you have to stop and catch your breath. Your muscles will unfortunately detrain, which means that you'll get weaker, and you will have a risk of an increased risk of injury. So that's something that we want to reduce. So this method is to do with the oxygen at the muscle level. If you lift something heavy, you are generally holding your breath when you lift it. When it's really, really heavy, you tend to hold your breath as you lift. Now, this is a good method because your muscles need oxygen, your capillaries, which are the tiny, tiny little blood vessels, will actually start to grow when you have that limited availability of oxygen. It will try and adapt to create more oxygen transferring capabilities at the muscle level. What your muscles are transferring is oxygen going in and carbon dioxide coming out. This is why nutrition is also important. So you can actually reduce certain foods that you eat that increase the carbon dioxide in your system, mainly your simple carbohydrates. So your sugars, anything that's broken down really easily in your system, actually increases the amount of carbohydrates in your system. Your carbon dioxide in your system. So that oxygen diffusion at the muscle levels needs to be increased. So we're going to do that with weights. So I want you to check out the technique of what I'm doing. I'm going to show you a squat first. And if you don't have weights, I'm going to show you with weights. But if you don't have weights, I've got a few little things around that I'm going to show you as well. So first things first, I've got this little chair to help me. And I've got a bag of dog food here. Now, as this moves about, you want to keep that really, really close to your chest. I also managed to get some soil before everything shut down. So that's a big pack of soil. So that would be a really good heavy weight to lift. I've also got paint cans that are in the shed. They could be used as dumbbells if you get two of those, two same weight ones of those. But I'm going to show you with the weight because it's actually easier for me to show you the technique with that. So I'm going to just get that into position. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift fairly powerfully. So we're going to lift nice and quickly, but I'm going to show you first, nice and slowly, what the actual technique will look like. So you're going to stand with your shoulders, with your feet shoulder width apart. You're going to stick your bottom out. As if you're trying to sit on that chair, but it's just a little bit too far away. You're just really hard to try and get your bottom on the edge of that chair, but you can't quite reach. So you're going to stick your bottom out. You don't want your knees to go over your toes. That's going to pull at the back of your thighs, and it's also going to cause joint instability in the knees as well. So it's really important to get that bottom back. So I'm going to show you slowly first. So we're going to go down, we're going to take an overhand grip of whatever it is that we're picking up, and we're going to lift, and we're going to take the weight to here. We're not going to do anything with our arms. Arm stays nice and straight, and then down, again like that. Okay, so it's that technique. You're going to have your shoulders back, so your back's nice and straight, sticking your bottom back and down, and lifting up again, okay? All right, so what we want to do is we want to lift it fairly powerfully. So we want to lift it straight up off the ground. In that process, we hold our breath. So nice natural breathing once you prepare, and then you lift and generally breathe out because you have the breath in to hold, and then breathe out when you're at the top, okay? So I'm going to show you. Get into that position, feet shoulder width apart, bottom sticking back. Okay. So I'll show you that one again. I'll show you straight on. So it's going to be a nice quick lift. Okay. Now I only want you to do that 3 times. I'm going to show you one more time. Now, if you are lucky enough to have a weight, a barbell, or even dumbbells, which I've got here as well, now you can go right through the body. So again, same with dumbbells, shoulder width apart. Take a few breaths to prepare. Take it down so you're sticking your bottom back, reaching down for the weights. Now I'm going to take this straight up over our head. And down through the body. 3 times, okay? And one more time. Excellent, so that's just 3 times. It's going to be important through this that you are consistent and that you do these exercises about 3-4 times a week would be better. I also want you to keep a record of your cardio. So if you do either walking up and down the living room or stepping up onto your steps, I want you to get to a point where you're and you can't do any more. Once you've got to that point, write down the time, how long that took, because doing these weights are going to improve that. It's going to push that boundary a little bit further, so you're going to be able to do a little bit more each time. So if you can do just this one on the thighs 3 times a week to get you started, and then I will progress, and next week I'll put another one on where we'll do more muscle groups. If you can do the one where you're taking it all the way up, make sure that you're using something stable so it's not going to fall It's not going to throw you off balance. It's not going to cause any injury. So if you're using products that you found around the house and it's not stable, then just keep it close to your chest, holding onto it, and just do the thighs. The thighs are the ones that I am working on first, okay? So that is all for today. Keep you started. So for the next week, it's going to be 3 squats, 4 times a day. No, 4 times a week, 4 times a day, sorry. And I also want you to do 1 cardiovascular, so a specific stepping up and down on your steps to the point where you have to stop. Okay? Thank you very much. See you next week.